Hey, what's up, everybody? We're finally back, and I'm back from my trip. Not the most excited to say that, but it was good. Uh, did a lot of, backpacking and hiking, and I guess we're going to continue the trend of that backpacking by carrying this game. Great transition. Uh, but yeah, so I did post this game on Twitter before I left about 10 days ago. Uh, it happened on stream, right? I think it was the last day I streamed, and it's in a tank you don't see that much of, just because the underpowered version of it. It's definitely play on words for the 430U. It's not. But I'm in the Object 430, which still has the 100mm versus the 122 that's on the 430U. The benefits of this one, it doesn't have as much armor, but it still has 120 on the upper plate, and it also has the fastest rate of fire of all the Russian mediums, which is nice. You pay with that for worse gun handling, as you can see, but if you let the shots aim and you're at a reasonable distance, you're going to hit tanks, especially when they're sidling like that and they're squishy. I'm not expecting you to hit weak spots at that kind of a range. It's just not a thing. But if you fully aim, generally they should hit. So, yeah. But that AMX was so kind to give us some free about 1200 damage from the beginning of the game. So that was nice of him. And I even said it on stream right here, as, you know, Superman goes flying by us. That about a minute and a half in, we already had 1500 damage. So a really good start to the game, and that's generally a way you can tell a game's going to be a pretty decent result. Not always the case, but it's usually a good indicator to look for. So, and right now we're continuing that. We keep putting damage up. I don't know why this Pershing is just trying to duel with me, especially when I'm in a fairly decent position where I'm at right now. Little side note, I love this Standard Bees gamer tag. That's just fantastic. If you didn't see it, it's World of Reskins. Top notch. And he's pretty much just given up, I think, at this point. Of course, RD is focusing us because, you know, why not? And yeah. So this is generally the positioning I like to go on Cliff, especially if I have team support. It can get a little spicy. Let's just, yeah, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna say it's gonna get a little spicy here, especially if they push up the donut, which is what I'm gonna call it, just based off comp. And right now, I'm just trying to pen this T10 who's side on, but you know, Russia is saying nah, not today, comrade. Which is, you know, what to kind of expect. Sometimes with this gun, it's going to control you. And you'll see that kind of annoys me later. If some of those shots had penned, like probably all they should have, including that one for a fourth one, I think, this game would have been hitting a magic number that I would have loved to have accomplished. But rather than that, we're going to get 0 damage off of that guy, and it's kind of bite us later. But now we get the tier 10 version, basically the same chassis, and we're just going to butter him, because why not? You know, tier 9? Nah. But the tier 10 comes along, and we're just going to butter him. So, RNG working forever in our favor. As soon as that, I mean, you get like 5 for 5 with a fire as well. We bounced the kill shot, but, you know, whatever. We're going to hopefully reload and kill him. There we go. Take him out. We took a couple shots there. I really wish I hadn't, but you can't always, you know, stuff happens. So at this point, it's still 6-8, and we're already up to 5,200 damage. So in less than 4 minutes, that's pretty good. We're averaging over 1,000 damage a minute, well over that. So I realized at this point that most of their team is still in the donut or on the, I guess that's the one line. So I want to get this guy off the hilltop because he's just going to be shooting down on top of us, and if nobody else is really going to get him, the rest of my team's heavy tanks. The only person that may get him is Artie, if that guy plays smart enough, so we're going to take him out, risk it a little bit that hopefully nothing pops up, and then we're immediately going to get in cover from Artie. I basically realized I had to take him out, everybody else on my team's heavy tanks, and he's just in a commanding position, and we're able to shut him down. Now, this game's still close, but it seems like every time we kill a tank, they kill one of ours, so we're not really ever winning, but we're not losing horribly. So, these are those games where you, if you're alive, can really have that difference. If you can position yourself in the right places at the right times, you can swing these games to your favor, even if your team is losing, but ever so slightly, basically. Now, see that 75A is on fairly, well, he's almost 2/3 health. I could go around here. I see the Super Conk is pushing on the E4, and you could push in right here because 75A is probably focusing that way, but I don't want to push in immediately because then he's just going to focus his attention on me and probably kill me. So I'm going to wait till he pushes down, then I can take out the E4, and then I can focus on trying to track this guy, keeping him in place, and putting our DPM to work, basically. Just easier for me. This shot right here, key. I see that I ammo rack him, and then I aim for about the same area, and poof. Fatality. That was much needed. This game would have been much, much harder if we had not blown his ammo rack up right now. Right now we're in a 2v4, or the reason I don't say 1v4 like I probably would normally. This already is actually, he's repositioning and stuff, so I have some confidence that he knows what he's doing. He's not just sitting in one spot and not being abused. He's moving around the map a little bit to our advantage. So that 705A, that was basically the point of the game where I'm like, okay, this game's more winnable now that I ammo racked him. Otherwise, I'm not saying it would have been impossible, but it would have been much, much harder to try to win this game. It's still going to get a little spicy here. I'm still going to go with that for the word of the day on this video. I know the Wheezy is a one-shot, pretty positive. We're close to it, and I think he was down to my right at the last point, so I thought he was going to be still down here. That's why I kind of swing around and see if I can get a shot on him. And I'm pretty positive that the Foch is just sitting in the base, and obviously the two Artie are probably going to be in the base as well. Now, my crew isn't the best on this. It's still like 5 or 6 perks, but we don't actually spot the Artie or the Foch in this position, which is a shame because I really didn't want to drop down here, but I can't spot them, and I don't want to approach them from a different angle, basically. Even if I do drop down there, it's the best way to drop down because you still have some cover and some means of retreat. Going the other way, one, you have to cross a big, huge open field to be able to spot. And they're probably going to spot you first. This way, you can usually spot them, but if you can't, you can still drop down like this. And you see, I get spotted immediately. And I spot the Artie and the Foch, and we're going to spot the other Artie here in a second as well. But you have the cover with the incline here and the rocks to your right, but you also have the ability to fall back and also go around the right side if you want to. Luckily, their one Artie misses. That's my main goal right here, is to get the Artie out. The Foch is full health, but he's not going to make the best plays here. He should just rush me. He's got an all-loader. But as soon as I see that he's just sitting there, not charging me, I focus the Artie because I want to take the RNG mostly out of the game. So we take the RNG slot machine out of the game. And now we just have the Foch, who we should be able to abuse fairly well. I'm not really worried about the Foch. I just want to kill him as quickly as possible, but the gun starts trolling me a bit, along with my aim not being the best here. Another note, at this point I did see that the Wheezy had started capping, and that's why I really started to let these shots start to aim, because I knew I had to kill this guy, and then I already takes him out for the final kill there. So the reason you could be, some people may, as soon as they see the cap, want to go back and reset. I know I couldn't. I was in a position where if I started to run and try to reset, the Foch is just going to shoot me in the back, more than likely, and kill me. So I had to sit there, be patient, and know that I most likely had the speed on this small map to get back. But, you know, already takes out the guy, both last guys actually. So we don't get the Radleys, but, you know, 9,000 damage, 7 kills. You can also see why I said I really wish I had those shots on the T10 back, because it would have been a 10,000 damage game if at least like 3 of those had been, 3 or 4, which they probably should have. Maybe if I aimed a few a little better, but I thought I aimed them fairly decently to a certain extent. And yeah, I mean, just a really fun game. The ebb and flow of it, it's kind of always hanging in the balance. I like these type of games that are close. That's really what keeps me coming back to play. So yeah, even after a break like I just had, I'll still come back, and I'll probably be playing tomorrow or Saturday in the morning for a couple hours on Twitch. But quick plug. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you soon. Peace.